Hi everybody, this is Lori Denning. Welcome. How is everyone doing today? How are you feeling? Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're not too, feeling confined to staying in your home. We're all in this together and we'll all get through this together, this coronavirus pandemic. But right now, I'd just like you to take a little inventory on how you're feeling. How's your body feeling today? We're gonna have just a gentle practice. We'll do some standing postures just to get our metabolism going. We have a lot of unused up stress that has been caused by being confined to home and the uncertainty of what's happening. So movement will help with that. We need to metabolize some of that stuff and get it out of our body. So first, I'd like you to get comfortable, have comfortable clothing on. If you have a blanket, get a little blanket. We'll put that under our head. If you have a strap, a yoga strap or a tie, a belt of a robe, maybe a towel. You can all use these things instead of having a yoga strap. It's not really needed. And I have, this is a bath towel that I folded it lengthwise and then rolled it up and secured it with a big rubber band. We can use that if you don't have a yoga block. So we just make do with what we have. And if you have nothing, it's still okay. These are all options, not needed, but you know, we use them from time to time. So I'd like everyone to please lay back on the mat. You can have a small little something under your head. I want you to be careful of your head alignment. You don't want to have too much where that your head is coming forward, and you don't want not enough so that the chin is pointing way up. We want to have our chin level when we lay on the floor. So everyone come down, get on your mat. Get comfortable. Bring your arms out to the side, just whatever feels comfortable for you. But I would like you to bring your palms face up. That gives your shoulders a nice gentle opening. Now we can have our legs extended straight. You can have your knees bent. You can have some kind of a pillow or a bolster underneath your thighs. I might use this little bolster that I made up and put that right under the knees, under the thighs. And that kind of lets your lower back relax. So whatever you are, either feet flat on the floor, legs straight, knees bent, whatever feels good to you, I want you to close your eyes. I just want you to start to feel your body. We've been doing so much thinking and worrying and having anxiety with this COVID-19 pandemic that I just wanted to share something with you. Your mind cannot think and sense at the same time. So right now we're going to turn off that thinking mind and tune into the feeling, the sensing mind. So having your eyes closed. I want you to take a breath in through your nose. In yoga, we breathe in and out through our nose. Have your right hand on your navel. Have your left hand on your heart, on your chest area. Now, as you inhale through the nose, I want you to breathe into your belly. Let the hand on the belly rise up on the inhale. And a super long, slow exhale. Feel the belly soften, feel the hand go down. So as you inhale, the belly rises, and as you exhale, the belly falls. Nice, slow, smooth breath. So we're going to stay here for about 5-8 minutes, just letting our nervous system to quiet. So as we breathe into our bellies, we're starting to initiate that relaxation response. We're breathing into our diaphragm. And as we breathe into our bellies, it starts to stimulate the vagus nerve, which is the relaxation response. So as we breathe deep into the belly, your brain's starting to get this message, oh, it's time to quiet, to slow down.
So I'm going to follow you through a breath. So as you inhale, breathe into the hand on the belly, feel the belly rise up. A little pause at the top of the breath, and then a long breath out. Feel the belly descend towards the mat. And then a little pause at the end of the breath. So your breath has 4 parts. Your inhalation, the pause, and the exhalation and the pause. So let's continue with that. Breathing in, pausing, slow breath out. Only the hand on the belly moves. And keep breathing like that. Now you can leave your hand on your belly and your chest if you need that for feedback. If not, just bring your hands down by your side. So now I want you to keep breathing into the belly. So we're going to keep up with that diaphragmatic breathing. And as you keep breathing like that, I'm going to walk you through a little bit of a relaxation. I want you to breathe into the navel. As you exhale, feel your head and your shoulders start to sink down heavy into the mat. Another deep breath into the navel, belly rising up. And your exhalation takes the arms and the backs of the hands heavy. Let them sink. And breathing in. And as you exhale, feel the belly soften as the low back starts to lengthen towards the mat. Breathing into the navel, belly rising up. Notice the low back as you exhale. It starts to flatten a little bit. And now breathing into the navel. As you exhale, let your pelvis and your hips get heavy. And breathing into the navel. Now the thighs, the front and back of the thighs are heavy. They're so heavy, they're sinking into the mat. And breathing in. The exhalation, the calves and the heels, the feet, everything's heavy. Now bring your awareness to the back of your head. As you breathe in, belly rises up. And as you exhale, let the head sink. And as you breathe in, your belly rises. And as you exhale, the eyes sink. And you breathe in. And as you exhale, feel your lower jaw soften. And wiggle it side to side slowly. And now notice there's a space in between the back teeth. Keep that space there. And bring the tip of the tongue to where the roof of the mouth and the teeth meet. And keep it right there and breathe. Now notice as you inhale, feel the breath. It's kind of cool. And when you exhale, it's been warmed up. And notice the temperature's changed. It's a little bit warmer. Now I want you to bring your awareness to your ears, your hearing. What do you hear outside of this room or the room that you're in? Listen. What do you hear? Maybe you hear cars. Probably not so much now with everyone's being ordered to stay at home, but maybe you hear a birdie sing. And now bring your awareness to inside of the room you're in. What do you hear? I have my clothes drying, so I hear my dryer. I have soft music playing, so I'm hearing that. What do you hear? And now let's go a little deeper. Bring your awareness to what do you hear inside your body? Can you hear your breath as you breathe? Make it a little deeper so you can hear the breath. Can you sense your heart beating in your chest? What's the temperature of the air on your skin? So as we sense our body, our mind can't think of things. It's busy doing the sensing. It can only do one thing at once. Sometimes it feels like it does a million things at the same time. In yoga, we call that a monkey mind, jumping from one thing to another, like a monkey jumps from branch to branch on a tree. But just notice as we sense our body, the mind stops thinking. I want you to remember that throughout your week. If you get overwhelmed by the news, what's on the news, what's going on with this coronavirus, start to sense your body, sense your breath. Feel where you're seated. Feel the arms. Just stop thinking and start feeling. So let's stay here 3 more deep breaths. Let it be a super long exhale. The exhale part of the breath is when the muscles relax, when the nervous system slows down, the heart rate slows down, stress goes. And one more long exhale. Then I want you to start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle those toes. Circle your wrists, circle your ankles. Go the other way. Just bringing movement. Point and flex your feet, point and flex your hands. And then let's bring our hands to the floor. Let's slide, bend each knee, sliding the foot up. And if you have something under your knees, let's take that out. And just stay here for a minute. Feet on the floor, knees are bent, and just feel how you feel in comparison to when you started with me today. Hopefully a lot calmer, a lot more relaxed, less tension in mind and body. Alrighty, let's do a little warm up now. So what I'd like you to do, we want to do movement with breath. Let's do a little practice with that before we actually start. So in yoga, we combine our movement with our breath. We keep our mind focused on what we're doing and what we're feeling. And that's what makes it yoga, the union of the breath, the body, and the mind all doing the same thing. So as you inhale, I want you to bring your hands straight up above your chest. And as you exhale, hold your navel in a little and bring them back to the floor behind you. They don't have to touch. And the inhale, you're bringing your hands straight up. And then the exhale, palms to the mat. Couple more. Inhale, your arms come up. Exhale, they go over your head. You can close your eyes and inhale, bring them up to the ceiling, pointing straight up. And then the exhale, bring them down. Good job. Now, what I'd like you to do is take a breath into the belly. And as you exhale, I want you to bring your right thigh in towards your torso. Maybe you think about knee to chest. I like thigh to torso. Flex that foot. Now your next inhale, you're going to take that right knee and let it open to the side. And as you exhale, tummy in and bring that knee up. As you inhale, let the knee go inward across the midline. And as you exhale, tummy in and bring that knee straight up. And as you inhale, let's straighten up that leg. And as you exhale, bend the knee. We're just doing a nice slow warm up. And inhalation, straightening the leg. Look at your foot. It shouldn't be cocked. It should be right centered. And exhale, bend the knee. And one more time, inhale, straightening that leg up. Now I want you to hold your belly in and push your back flat. And carefully, slowly bring that right leg down. When the heel hits, you slide it up to the knee is bent. We're going to do the other side. So breath into the belly. As you exhale, left thigh comes towards your torso. Flex your foot. As you inhale, let that left hip open up. As you exhale, tummy in and bring that leg back up to straight. And as you exhale, bring that knee across the midline. And as you exhale, tummy in and bring that leg back to the center. As you inhale, straighten up that left leg. As you exhale, bend the knee. As you inhale, straighten it up. Don't let the foot cock out. Center of foot, line up center of knee. And exhale, bend. And now you're going to inhale, straighten it up, flex the foot, tummy in, back flat, and slowly bring that heel to the floor. And then slide that knee up one more time, a little faster. As you exhale, right thigh to chest. As you inhale, right knee opens, the hip opens. As you exhale, back to center. As you inhale, the right knee comes across midline. As you exhale, tummy in and knee to center. As you inhale, straighten up that leg. And an option here is to bring the leg down with a bent knee. I'm going to do that one just to give you an option. And now the left side, breath into the navel. As you exhale, tummy in, left thigh comes towards your torso. As you inhale, the knee opens to the side. Feel the hip open. And exhale, back flat, tummy in, knee to center. Inhale, knee comes across the midline. Feel the stretch on the outer left hip. And inhale, back to center. Good job. And one more time, lifting the leg up as you inhale. And as you exhale, press your back flat. You squeezing an orange under your navel and bring that heel to the floor. And then slide that knee up. Now, we just started to warm up our core, started to loosen up our hips. We're going to do another one for our hips. This practice today is going to help because we have been sitting so much being at home. So I want you to bring your feet and your knees together, have your palms out, whatever's comfortable for you, but palms up. So I want you to take a breath into the belly. And as you exhale, bring your knees to the right and look left. And inhale, pull the belly in. Bring the knees to center. And exhale, now let's go to the left. Keep the right shoulder down. And bringing them back up. Let's change the breath. As you inhale now, have your knees go to the right, look left. Exhale, tummy in, and pull those knees up using your core. Inhalation, knees go to the left, you look right. And the exhalation, tummy comes in and knees to center. Now I want you to separate your feet about 6 inches. Same movement. Breath in, we go knees to right, head looks towards the left. Tummy in and bring your knees back up. The inhalation, knees go to the left, head looks right. Exhale, bring your knees back to center. And one more time, inhaling, knees go to the right, head looks left, keep your shoulders down. And exhaling to center. And inhaling, knees going left, head looking right. And exhale, pull that belly in and bring your knees up. Now widen your feet, maybe to the edges of the mat. Now your body's going to tell you if this doesn't feel good to it, and you're going to listen to your body here. We practice ahimsa, which is non-violence to others, and especially here in yoga practice, to ourselves. So you want to listen to your body, nothing should hurt. So if it bothers you with the knees wide, bring the feet closer together. So let's try this. Feet to the edges of the mat. As you inhale, knees go to the right, head looks left. Feel the stretch on the whole left side of the body. Exhale, tummy in, knees to center. Inhale, knees go to the left, head looks right. Tummy in and use your core to bring your knees back up. We call this windshield wiper. And now this time we're going to bring our knees to the right. We're going to leave them there. Now what I'd like you to do is take your left hand, bring it into a Y, just about, facing over your head. Bring your fingertips down and your wrist right here. Imagine you're Spider-Man and you're shooting out webs. Now bring your awareness to your left wrist and your left knee. And as you inhale, I want you to gently push the left knee forward and push the left wrist back like you're shooting out those webs. Feel the good stretch. Couple more breaths here. As you inhale, think about the area between your hip and your underarm stretching, lengthening. And then the exhale, pull your navel to spine. 2 more breaths. It's a good stretch for us. Exhale, each exhale, pull your navel in. And 1 more breath. The exhale, navel in. And last inhalation. And then as you exhale, pull your navel in, bring your arm down and bring your knees back to center. Now we're going to go to the left. So breath in, we go over to the left. Now your right arm is going to come up to like a V. You're going to bring the fingers down and point that wrist forward. You're going to bring awareness to the right wrist and the right knee. And as you inhale, I want you to reach with that right wrist as you reach with the right knee. Inhalation, the area between that hip and the armpit lengthens. The exhalation, your navel draws in. That's protecting your back. And it's starting to work your core. 3 more breaths, reaching with knee and wrist. Exhale, tummy in. Now your head can be looking to the left, straight up, whatever is comfortable for you. 1 more breath. Feel the nice stretch on the right side of your body. And then the exhale, tummy in and bring your knees back up to center. Good job, guys. Alrighty. What I'd like you to do now is find your strap if you're using one or a towel. I'm going to find mine. We're going to start to open up our hips, our hamstrings too. I'm going to take our strap. I'm going to start with my left leg just so that you can see me. We can all start with our left leg. That's just fine. So we want to start stretching the back of our leg. We don't have to use a strap. You can bring your hand to the back of the thigh if you don't have a strap. So it's nothing wrong with that. But what I want you to notice, when you bring your leg up, is it bent like this? If it's bent, it just means your hamstrings are tight. So we need to do this. So we want to stretch from a straight leg. So if my leg wouldn't come up straight, I would lower it until it's straight. So that would be my starting point. So look at your leg, bring it straight. Maybe you lower it, and that's okay. So wherever you are, I want you to think about the right foot too. Don't let the right knee splay out to the side. Press down with that foot. Now hold your strap in the hands. Before we pull the leg back to stretch, we're going to contract the muscles back here. So you're just going to pull on the strap and push straight up with the foot. And let's hold that for, I don't know, 5 seconds. Tightening the muscle group, and then let that go. So we've tightened it. Now when we stretch it, we're going to get a better stretch out of that. So breathe into the belly. As you exhale, bring that leg straight back. Now, if you're already way back here, I want you to push your hips into the mat and keep that little arch under you. And work more on stability, because if your leg's already way back here, your flexibility is great. So think about squeezing all of the muscles to the bone. So breathing in, the exhale, tummy in, leg comes back. Breathing into navel. Exhale, tummy in. Now if you want more, you flex your foot, bringing your toes towards you. So you got to figure that one out. You got to see what feels good to you. You want to be able to breathe through a stretch. Wincing is not okay. It kicks your nervous system back on high alert, and then your muscles will tighten. So with yoga, we want to have a nice ease in our posture. We want to be able to breathe through it with a nice soft face. One more breath. And now I want you to put the strap into the left hand, Bring your right hand down, palm down to brace. Press with the right foot, and I want you to keep your right hip down. So I want you to open up that left leg to the side until you feel a stretch in the inner thigh. Don't let the right hip lift because we're not twisting. As soon as you lift that hip up to gain more distance in your stretch, you start to activate the lower back. And we're not doing anything to our spine right now. We're just stretching our inner thighs. Breath in. Exhale, tummy in. Make sure you're pressing down with that right foot so that the knee doesn't splay in or out. And feel the stretch in the groin and the inner thigh of the right leg. That's your adductor muscle. 2 more breaths. Now, the right leg, if you'd like, you can straighten it out. I've got to scoot back if I choose to do that. Just make sure the toes are pointing up and nothing's bothering you. 1 more breath. Now the exhale, I want you to imagine you have a navel orange under your belly button. And as you exhale, squeeze that orange and bring that leg back up to center. I want you to switch hands, so the strap's in the right, the left hand's to brace. You're going to breathe in, and as you exhale, you're going to bring it over across midline. Try not to let the left hip rise up too much. It can come up a little, but not too much. So now we're getting into the outer hip, into the glute muscles, the glute medius, and the IT band. I had a replacement on my right hip 7 weeks ago, and due to being inactive for all that time, this is my non-surgical leg, but my IT band got super tight, so I'm working with that now. So some of my asana, my postures, they're going to look a little bit different than normal because my body's in rehab mode right now. But anyone should be able to do yoga. It should not hurt. Got to listen to your body and honor it. And 1 more breath. Now to bring the leg to center, navel to spine, and try not to use your arm, use your core muscles. And now we're going to do the other leg. So bring the other leg up if you're using a strap. If you're not, just change legs. I like to start with the leg that I'm not working. I want to start with my knee bent just to test my back out. This is the least strain on your back with a knee bent. Once you straighten the leg, it's a little more pull on the back. So that's another thing that you're going to have to figure out what feels best to you. First, we're going to pull on the strap. Push up with the foot. Create that resistance in the whole back of the right thigh. And then let that resistance go. Now breathe into your navel. As you exhale, pull the belly in and bring that leg straight back. Make sure that this left knee is not flailing to the side, it's straight up. We want to think about our joints being aligned. Let's stay here 3 more breaths. Feel the stretch on the whole back side of the leg. This is my surgical leg, so my range of motion here is going to be way different than my left leg. But that's okay. We want to honor our body. We don't judge it. Yoga is seriously a journey of patience. But if you persevere and you're faithful to your practice, your body will open. It will open beautifully. Now, left hand out, palm down. Right foot pressing. Open up the leg outward, outward. Until you feel that pull. Don't let the left hip pop up. Keep it down. We're not twisting our back yet. We're just opening up our inner thigh. Look at the difference in my leg. So maybe you have one leg that's tighter. It's okay. We'll just work with that. We work with what we have. We're thankful we can even do this on the floor. A lot of people are stuck in bed. So we want to be grateful for what we have. Gratitude is the antidote for anxiety. If you feel grateful, it turns what we have into enough. We don't need any more. We've got a house, we've got clothing, we've got food. Many people don't, so we need to be grateful. Even though we're going through this hard time, be grateful for what you have. And 1 more breath here. As you exhale, squeeze that orange and let your core help you bring that leg up. Don't use your arm too much. Now switch hands to the left, the right hand out, breath in center. And as you exhale, bring the leg across midline. Now for me, this one here is super duper tight. But in time, probably for everybody, this one here is really tight. Breathing into the navel. Exhale, tummy in. Squeeze that orange. Keep the right hip down. Don't let it pop up too much. Then you'd be in a twist. So remember that. Keep the right hip down. Couple more breaths here. And then as you exhale, bring that leg back to center. Let's take our leg down. Let's take our strap off and put it aside. Now we're going to come up to hands and knees, but before you do that, I want to show you the correct way of doing that. That's safe for our spine. You're going to roll to one side, whatever side is better for you. The top arm goes right in front of your chest. So you're going to breathe in, and the exhalation, you're leading with your shoulder and you're pressing yourself up. Good job, guys. Now, we want to be kind to our knees. So I want you to get, if you have a blanket or a towel or whatever you have, we're just going to put that under our knees to pad them a little bit. Get a drink of water. It's a beautiful day today, guys. Out here in my little patio, there's running water and a waterfall out here. It's lovely. Maybe one day I'll do a practice out there. Okay, let's come on to hands and knees. Now I'm going to turn this away so I can show you proper placement of your hands. So when we bring our hands onto the mat, you want to spread your fingers pretty wide. And notice my index finger is not pointing inward. I want it straight ahead. And look at the elbow here, the inner elbow. We call that the eye of the elbow. Your wrists are right under your shoulders, and you're rolling the upper arms back, bringing the eye of the elbow forward. That brings your shoulder into a good alignment where it's safe. So let's bring hands to the mat. Feet are down. See if you can get your tops of the feet on the floor. So not this. So if they're hovering up, you can put a blanket under them or something, a little pillow, so that you can press into them. We need to stretch out the tops of our feet too. So we're just going to come into cat and cow. You're going to bring your knees under your hips, shoulders under the wrists. You're going to inhale. I want you to just look forward a little bit. And as you exhale, tummy in, chin tucks, and you round like a cat. The inhalation, you're looking forward. This is your cow pose. And then the exhalation, tummy in, tuck the chin. This is your cat pose. So inhalation, look forward. Exhalation, tuck. So when you look forward, don't cock your head way back. Just look forward. And then exhalation. So think about your spine. Keep going. You're bringing this undulation movement into your spine. You're creating fluids to flow in there, synovial fluid. It's super good for the discs of your back. That's how our spinal discs get nourishment, is by a movement. So if we're just sitting and not doing anything, your body's gonna feel it. Things are gonna get kind of dry and stuck in there. So we want to keep fluid movement going. And one more time. Now we're going to come to standing. I'm going to give you a couple options. You can either bring one foot forward. If you need a little oomph, you can hold onto a chair or push onto the couch. Curl the back toe under, and you can press yourself up to standing like that.
Now, if you want to try something a little bit different, we can use downward facing dog to come to standing. So I'll show you that one. So because we're going to be bearing quite a bit more weight on our wrists, we want to really make sure that those hands are placed correctly. Index finger straight ahead, fingers spread. Inner part of the elbow rotates forward. Now, I want you to curl your toes under. You're going to take a breath. And as you exhale, you're going to press your hips up into downward facing dog. And as you inhale, you come down on your knees. And as you exhale, you come down to your child's pose. So the inhalation, back to tabletop, curling toes. Exhalation, hips come up into the downward facing dog. One more time, back to the knees, inhaling and exhaling back to the child's pose. And last time, we'll stay on this one. Now, if your wrists are bugging you, you can come onto a fist. I'll show you that modification. So inhaling, curling toes under, exhaling, coming onto the downward facing dog. Now, bend the right knee, bend the left knee, and just walk your dog. Now, think about your elbows drawing towards one another. See if you can get your head in between your biceps. Now, the heels, if you're way up here, I want you to bend your knees a lot. If the hamstrings are too tight, guess what's going to round is your back, and we want to keep the spine pretty straight here. So bending the knees is an option. So breathing in, exhale, tummy in. 3 more breaths. Elbows draw towards one another. Feel the backs of the legs stretching. Feel the front upper body strengthening. And then I'd like you to walk your hands towards your feet. Bend your knees a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. Hold your navel in, bring your arms to a T, and then press yourself up with a nice flat back. And then you're going to roll your shoulders out a few times. Okay, if you have a blanket or something on your mat, let's move that. Now we're going to get into some postures that's going to be good for, because we sit so much, we do so much computer work, we round our back, everything gets tight, we start to get forward shoulders, forward head, which wreaks havoc on our necks. So what I'd like you to do is first, let's find Tadasana alignment. So you're standing on your mat. Let me move my camera a little bit. I can't see my head. All this stuff is so new to me. So you gotta bear with me, guys. There we go. I think that's better. All right, I can see my whole body. So I want you to stand feet are about 5-6 inches apart. Most importantly, notice how you're standing. Are your feet duck feet out? If you live your life with duck feet out, you're putting a lot of strain on a muscle in your glutes called the piriformis. And if it gets chronically tight, it causes sciatica, which comes down the leg, even down to the heel. And I've had that, and you don't want it. So be aware. This is called yoga off the mat. Just being aware of how we stand. Feet, you're on skis, they're straight ahead. I want you to lift your toes, spread your toes. Now bring your toes down. Imagine you have a glass of water right here on your hip, and you want to have that water level. So maybe pull the tummy in a little bit, but you don't want it to be too much because you don't want that water coming out the back. So find that neutral, we call that neutral pelvis. Push the thighs back just a little. Good. I want you to lift your chest and widen the collarbones. And right here at the front ribs, drop them a little bit. Bring your palms forward. Imagine there's a big hand pushing your head back. So good alignment, ear over shoulder, shoulder over hip, hip over knee, and knee over ankle. This is mountain pose, Tadasana. So I want you to feel how it feels to have good spinal alignment. Now we're going to do Warrior One. I use this in all my classes because it's so good for us. Now, stand at the back of your mat, Tadasana alignment. I want you to step forward with your right foot, a good step forward. Now look at the back foot. You can have it either straight or you lift the toe up and just ankle the heel a little bit. Not this, it's just a slight angle. You want your navel centered. Now look at the front leg. The center of the knee should line up between the second and third toe. So if your knee is falling inward, you run the risk of injuring it. So bring that knee right over the center of the foot. Now straighten the front leg, lift your chest, press through the pinky side of that back foot and the big toe. And what that does is activate that arch. Now, as you inhale, bend the front knee, lift your arms straight up, press through the back heel, feel this stretch. And exhale, knee bends, arms down. So the inhalation, lift up, knee goes right over that second and third toe. And exhale down. And last time up. Now, the inner thighs roll up on this front leg. The back leg you're pressing through pinky toe side and big toe. And one more breath here. Keep your navel in, point your tailbone down. Now widen your arms to like a Y formation and draw your shoulder blades down your back. Keep your navel in. 3 breaths here. So we're working posture here. We're undoing all the forward bending that we do on that computer and cause our spine to start to round at the thoracic part of it. Very good for us. And now bring your hands down, palms are up, hitchhiker thumbs, lean forward just a little, don't let the feet move, and breathe, keep your tummy in. Feel the work in the back, the mid back, you're strengthening it. And 2 more breaths. Good. Drop your arms, step your foot up, and give your legs a good shake. Alrighty, let me get a sip of water. And we're gonna do the other side. So move to the back of your mat and find your Tadasana alignment. I'll do it on facing this way this time. So we found our Tadasana. We're stepping forward with the right foot, actually left foot, we did right foot first. And you're gonna bend that knee. You're gonna check your alignment first. So remember, knee does not splay in. The back foot is just angled out a little bit. Navel centered. So now let's start with a straight leg, tummy in. As you inhale, lift our arms up, press through the pinky side of that back foot. And exhale, the knee straightens and arms come down. So inhale, lunge into the front knee. Don't let it go past your toes. And inhale down. Good, one more time. Let this knee be straight up over your ankle and the inner thighs roll up. Imagine you've got a block here or a wall and you're pressing that thigh outward. 2 breaths, tummies in. Each exhale, pull belly in. And now bring your arms to that Y. Squeeze the shoulder blades down and back. Tummy in, press through that pinky side of the back foot. You're going to feel all this work. And now bring your arms to a T, a little bit lower, hitchhiker. Squeeze a little lower in the lower trapezius and breathe. Opening the chest. We're stretching the front body and strengthening the back. And one more breath. Straighten the leg, drop the arms, step it up, shake it out. Notice how you're feeling. Circle those shoulders a few times. Good job. Now, I want you to come back to the warrior one. So right foot forward, left is back. You're going to bend the knee. You're going to inhale it up. Inhale, arms up. And as you exhale, tummy in. And I want you to come down. Maybe holding onto your calf. Maybe putting blocks under here. Maybe holding onto your thigh. And breathe. Start to straighten up that right leg, pulling the right hip back. Hold the belly in. Breathe. Exhale, tummy in. Now some people, this might hurt your back, so you stay up higher. Make it your own. If you can, you come down as far as feels comfortable for you. And keep the knee bent. Straightening it, you're getting into the hamstring, so make it your own. One more breath. Now to come up, bring your arms to a T, push through the feet, and come up to standing. Shake your legs out. Let's do the other side. Stand at the back of your mat. Step forward with your left foot, bend the knee. So knee over ankle. Inhale up, and exhale, come down. Keep the knee bent. Maybe you're coming down to the floor. Maybe you're stopping here. Maybe your body says to stop here. Whatever's working for you, you honor the body. Let your head hang. Start to straighten this left leg if it feels okay to you. Bring the left hip back. Each exhalation, your navel to spine. One more breath here. Now if you straighten the left leg, I want you to rebend it. Bring your arms to a T and then press yourself up. And then step it up and shake it out. That was a lot of work. Good job, guys. Okay, what shall we do next? Let's do Trikonasana, which is triangle. We're going to do it a different way. We're going to do it Prime of Life way. This is a Prime of Life move from Larry Payne from Loyola Marymount. I have a credential to teach that, so this one here is nice. So if you notice when you came down that you couldn't reach the floor, get a pillow, get a book, get a block, get something so that we have that if we need it. So look at my feet. I'm standing wide. My toes are not angled out. My toes are straight ahead. So I want you to hold your belly in. You're going to inhale, raise your arms up over your head. Now as you exhale, you're not bending from the waist, you're hinging from the hips. Let's practice that. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, tummy in and hinge from the hips. Come down. I'll do it sideways so you can see. It's hinging from the hips. It's not coming down from the waist, which rounds your back. Remember, we're trying to get out of that rounding of the upper thoracic spine. Okay, back up, wide feet. Inhale, arm comes up. Exhale, it's like you're swan diving down, hinging at the hips. Bring your hands right under your shoulders. Maybe you need the block, maybe you don't. Now, leaving the left hand underneath the left shoulder, I want you to inhale and twist and bring that right arm up. Look at it. And then exhale, tummy comes in and arm comes down. Again, inhale up, twist into the triangle, and exhale down. Third time we'll stay. So we go in and out of the pose just to warm everything up. Inhalation, exhalation, tummy in. Now if your neck's getting tired, look straight ahead or look down for the least work on the neck. So you pick. Strain, but don't strengthen, but do not strain anything. Each exhale, tummy in. Two more breaths. Now, before we change sides, take your right hand and place it on your right hip. Twist that right shoulder back and then re-straighten that arm. You gained a little bit in your twist by doing that. One more breath. And the exhale, let's bring that hand down directly under our right shoulder. Let's go to the left side. As you inhale, bring the left arm up. As you exhale, bring it down. So the inhalation, bringing it up. And the exhalation, bringing it down. Third time we stay. We breathe. The exhale, your tummy draws in. Let's stay here 3 more breaths. Really working on the backs of our legs. If it's too much to keep them straight, you can bend them. Just keep your navel in. Think about your head. Do you want to look up? Do you want to look straight ahead? Do you want to look down?
Now take that left hand, place it on your hip, roll that shoulder back and re-straighten that arm. And one more breath. And then bring that hand down. Now I want you to heel toe your feet till they're about 6 inches towards one another. Navel in, arms to a T, knees are bent. Press into your feet and come all the way up. Let's inhale up and then exhale, hands to your heart. Good job, guys. All right, let's do one more. It's a pretty strong pose, but it's strengthening your glute muscles and your core. If we sit too much, the whole posterior chain, the bottom, the hamstrings, they lose their tone. So we need to strengthen them. So if you have a block, grab it. If you have made something like this little towel pillow I made, or nothing, up to you. I like to place this between my thighs. It starts to activate your inner abductor muscles. So I'm gonna stand sideways. Look at your feet. It also keeps the feet on a ski straight ahead. So I'm gonna lift my shirt up so you can see my back. So what I want you to do is pull the tummy in and point the tailbone down. I want you to start to hinge at the hips. Don't let the knees come forward. Keep them basically where they are and come down. Put your bottom back in a chair. Pull your tummy in and point your tailbone down. Bring your hands to namaste. Palm to palm. Press into the palms. Navel in. Squeeze your block. Breathing in. As you exhale, tummy in, tailbone heavy. Press into the palms and squeeze. Squeeze the block. Exhale, tummy in. Now, lift the toes up, press into the heels. That brings the more back into the glute muscles. So we're trying to strengthen our glutes here. We're strengthening our core too. And one more breath. And then push yourself up. Remove your block. Set it aside. And let's make our way down to the mat. All the way down. Lay on your back. Bend your knees or legs straight, whatever feels good to you. And let's take a break. So after the standing, we usually take a break for a couple breaths just to get your body. I want you to feel your body right now. How does it feel after all that? Was it easy? Was it hard? Did it feel great? Was it challenging? I prefer nothing under the head unless if you've got this upper back that started to round a lot. When you lay flat, you're going to look like this. So then I would say, please put something under your head so that the chin is level. Most of us just want to put something because we're so used to sleeping on a big pillow. But when we have too much under our head, you're promoting that forward head posture that we're trying to correct. And if your head's up like this, think about the back of your neck. You're contracting and squishing all those muscles there. So you want to have a nice neutral spine. Let's work on our core. So I want you to breathe into your belly. As you exhale, pull your navel in, press your lower back into the mat. Squeeze an orange under your navel. And inhale, release that. Let's do that 3 or 4 times. It's called push down. So tummy in, back flat, squeeze the orange on the exhalation. And the inhalation, let it go. Couple more. Exhalation, squeeze, pressing, inhalation, letting go. Now this time, as you exhale, press your lower back, squeeze that orange and hold it like that. Now I want you to bring your right thigh up towards your torso, flex your foot. Keep the back flat. As you inhale, breathe in. And as you exhale, bring that heel slowly to the mat. Good. Inhale it up. And exhale it down. Let's do the other side. Breath in. Let's bring that left thigh towards your torso. Flex the foot. And as you exhale, press into the lower back and bring that heel down. Don't let the back arch. Inhalation, bringing the thigh towards you. And exhalation, pressing down. Good. Now we're going to do an alternating. It's called marching. So first, we breathe into the belly. We exhale, press the lower back flat. Squeeze that orange. Now hold it like that. Don't let the back lift. Bring your right thigh into towards your torso and the left. Now keeping the back flat, keeping that orange squeezed. As you breathe in, breathe in. And as you exhale, let your right heel tap. As you inhale, bring that thigh back up. As you exhale, keep the back flat, let your left heel tap. And as you inhale, bring it up. Keep it slow. Good job. Inhale, it taps. And exhale, it brings it up. Back is flat. Inhale, it taps. And exhale, it brings it up. Let's do 4 more on each side. Inhale, tapping right. Exhale, back is flat. Squeeze the orange. Left side. And bring it up. Keep your back flat. If your back starts to lift, you're done. So you don't want to do it with an arch in your back. It needs to be flat. So we're working our transverse abdominis here, the lowest core musculature that's supporting your lower spine. Okay. After this, we've got 1 more on each side. Inhalation down, exhalation up. Inhalation, left heel taps, exhalation up. Now, hold under your thighs and rock side to side. Roll out that back, that lower back. Then circle your knees. And then go the other way. Good job, guys. Okay, I want you to roll to your right or left side, doesn't matter which. We're going to come on to our tummies. So come on to hands and knees or tummies. Actually, come onto the belly. We're going to do something called kneeling plank. This is a really good beginning plank. It gets that lower belly area that we were working right now. Super important, and this really works it. It actually works your whole core. But what I want you to think about is an hourglass shape. How it dips in the middle. So I want you to think about your sideways coming in. And I want you to think about, like, say you have a Coke can and you're squishing the top to the bottom just a little bit. So that activates your upper core and your lower core. And then squeezing sideways in activates your oblique muscles. So we're going to try that. So I want you to bring your hands down to the mat so that the elbows are out from your shoulder. Bring your feet together. So remember how we push down our back into the mat to activate our core? I want you to think about doing that, but instead of pushing it down, you're pushing it up. Imagine there's a wall right here and you're bringing that lower back up to meet that wall. So you're going to breath in, and as you exhale, start to lift your navel up, come up onto your knees, press into your arms. Now squeeze that orange, bring that hourglass sides in. And then think about that can. Top to bottom is just a little bit squishing. And breathe. This is called kneeling plank. So your feet are down. My hips are up. My knees are down. And I'm looking straight down. 1 more breath. And then come down. Let your hands come down. Go to your right ear. Separate your feet. Wiggle your hips side to side. We're going to do that 1 more time. It works your whole core. And now let's come back up. Coming up.
Bringing your elbows straight out from your shoulders, having the forearms and palms down. Legs are straight back. Looking down. Start to lift your tummy, your navel towards your spine. Lift, 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 and lift your hips up. Try to push your back flat up to the ceiling and breathe. Exhale, tummy in, sides go in, top and bottom contract. Push into the arms. This isn't easy, guys, but it's not as hard as plank on your wrists. It's a good starting position. And then come down. Go to the opposite ear. Feel your heart. Listen to the breath. Now bringing your hands by your shoulders or by your chest. Press yourself back and up into child's pose. So in child's pose, you're bringing your hips to your heels. You can have your knees wide, whatever feels best to you. And just relax. Bring the hands back to your heels. Now, if it's comfortable for you, you can also put a block under your forehead. Let the upper back go. Right, ladies, where your bra strap is. Gentlemen, the mid back. I want you to breathe into the mid back. Widen it out like an accordion opening. And then as you exhale, let the elbows get heavy. So breathing in, right in back of your heart. Breathe in. Widen it out so you're widening the breath to the sides of the back. And then the exhale is like your elbows feel heavy and you're letting that area drape down. Let's stay here 2 more breaths. And then if you have a block out, take it out. Let's bring our arms straight out in front of us. We're going to do some lateral flexion, which is side bending. So you're going to breathe in. And as you exhale, walk both hands to the right. Keep the left hip down. Now breathe into the ribs or the shoulder, wherever you feel the tight spot. And then as you exhale, try to let that area soften. So yoga asks us to breathe into the tightness. Bring your mind there. When we breathe into it, we're bringing our prana, our life force there. And as we exhale, we're allowing it to soften a little bit. 2 more breaths. So you're stretching out the little muscles between your ribs. They're called intercostals. And when they get too tight from bad posture, it limits your breath. So we're trying to open that up now so you can breathe easier. And now back to center as you inhale. As you exhale, walking both hands to the right, keeping right hip down. Notice where you're feeling the stretch. Send the breath there as if you had a lung there. And as you breathe in, that expansion occurs. And as you exhale, you're trying to soften. Couple more breaths. And then walk your back hand to center. Let's come onto our backs. I want to do bridge pose and then a little twist and then we'll be done. Okay, onto your backs. You can use a block or your little pillow you've made, or a towel, or nothing between your thighs. Let's bring our hands down to our side. So I want you to bend your elbows, keeping them snugly tucked into your sides. Your fingers are straight up. I want you to lift your head a little and tuck your chin. So you feel a little stretch going on right in the back of your neck. So I want you to squeeze the block gently. Pull your tummy in, flatten the back. Now imagine that you have a pencil. You're holding a pencil in between your buttocks. Just squeeze that. What that does is activate your big gluteal muscles, your glute max, and that's what we're strengthening here.
So imagine you're holding a pencil there. Now, back is flat. As you inhale, start to lift your hips up. Keep your navel in. Press into the arms. Bring the knees forward and the heart lifts. So the heart comes up, the chest comes up towards your face. The knees go away. So you're creating this big arc in your body. Press into the backs of the arms. Activate the triceps. Breathe. Exhale, tummy in, tailbone towards the heels. Squeeze the block, squeeze the pencil. Press into the arms and tuck that chin. Breathing in, navel. Exhale, tummy in, navel goes in and tailbone towards your heels. Really feel the work. So this unwinds the core and unwinds the front body, but strengthens the back. Super good because we're sitting all day now and we're losing tone in our glutes. Once you lose tone here, other muscles have to pick up that slack, could cause back pain and other issues. So we want to keep toned as we go through this time of confinement in our homes. And one more breath. Inhale, lift up maybe a little higher. Let your arms come down. And as you exhale, you're coming down so ever so slowly on each vertebra, massaging the paraspinal muscles. Once you get down to the mid-back, I want you to lift up your heels. Keep your navel in, draw it in a lot, and see if you can get into the lower vertebra, all the way down. And then let's take this block out. Let's do a twist to end class. Let's take our left thigh and cross it over the right like you're sitting in a chair. Arms are out to the side. You're breathing in. And as you exhale, you're bringing your knees to the right wherever they want to go. And you're keeping the left shoulder down. Feel the good stretch. Breathing in. And exhale, tummy in maybe. Feel the stretch on the whole left side of the body. So breathing in and exhale, tummy in. Keep that left shoulder down. It's most important to keep the shoulder down and to have the knee come all the way down. So listen to your body. Maybe you're up like this. That's okay. Keep the left shoulder down. So you're looking over your left shoulder. Your knees are going right. You're feeling a good stretch. Good for your digestion. Good for detox. We're imagining we're squeezing out a rag. That's what's going on with your intestines right now. You're squeezing. And one more breath here. Now as you exhale, pull the navel and squeeze that orange and bring your legs back to center. Uncross. Cross the other way. You might be different on this side. I am. Breath in. And as you exhale, keeping the right shoulder down, start to twist to the left until your body says, that's it, that's all I can do, and that's fine. Breathing in. Exhale, tummy in. Soften. So just notice where you're feeling this. Wherever you're tight. I'm tight in my right shoulder. Believe it or not, a year ago, I couldn't raise my arm. I had frozen shoulder. Actually, 2 years ago. I've been working on it for 2 years. Like I said, yoga is a journey of patience. If you're patient and determined, you will succeed. Couple more breaths here. Now to come up, take a breath in to prepare. The exhale, tummy in and help yourself up. Bring yourself up. Now after a twist, we want to bring our spine back to neutral. So depending on what felt better to you, you can bring your knees to your chest and rock, or you can lift up to a little bit of a bridge, tucking the chin. So whatever of those two feels best to you, let's do that now. If your knees are in towards your chest, let's bring our forehead up towards our knees, into a little ball. And then 1 foot at a time taps down. We lay back.
And we're going to get ready for Shavasana. So if you have a chair, I invite you to get it. We're going to do a version of Viparita Karini. You also can bring your legs up a wall, but I thought this would be easier for now. I'm going to turn off my lights. Get comfortable. I'll show you how I want you to be. Now you can have a blanket under your head. So we're going to lay down and bring our legs up this chair. Make sure the backs of the knees are on the chair. And then bring your head on your cushion, whatever you're using. This is nice because it relaxes the front of the hip. When we're seated a lot, the front of the hip, the psoas muscle, is always so tight. Can cause back pain. So this is just letting everything go. Bring your arms out to the side. Connect with the breath. Breathing into the belly and then letting go. I want you to feel your head get heavy on the mat. Feel the eyes start to sink heavy into their sockets. There's a little space in the back teeth. The tongue, tip of tongue on the roof of the mouth where the roof of the mouth and the teeth meet. Cheeks are soft. Facial muscles soft. The right shoulder sinks heavy. The left shoulder sinks heavy. Both arms are heavy. Now breathe into your navel, belly rises. And as you exhale, let the belly soften, let the low back relax, let the whole spine be heavy. So keep breathing into the belly. Feel the breath enter. Feel the breath exit. Now, I'm going to teach you a way to really relax yourself using the breath. I want you to count your breath to yourself. As you inhale, count it. As you exhale, make your exhale 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 counts more, whatever is comfortable for you, and let go, let the body sink. So extended exhale relaxes the nervous system, relaxes the muscles. Keeping count keeps the mind here, keeps it present with us. Each time that you exhale, counting, let your body get heavier as you count down. Keep counting. I'll call you when it's time to come out. Keep counting and relaxing. in Shavasana is when everything we just did gets absorbed into the tissues and your body starts to assimilate it. So this part of class is super important. Just letting go. So now start to deepen your breath. Bringing your breath just back to your normal breath pattern. Keeping your eyes closed. Start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, circle wrists, both directions, circle ankles, both directions. And then blink open your eyes a couple times. Now to come off, if you have your legs up the chair, you want to pull your navel in first to protect your back. And then bring your legs down. And eventually come up to seated. So we always end class with Namaste, which means the divine in me bows and honors the divine in you. But before we end, I want to read something to you that one of my professors at LMU sent via email on Facebook, or it was on Facebook. But it's really nice. He suggested we do this as we wash our hands for 20 seconds. Something to recite. So repeat after me. May I be safe. May all beings be safe. May I be happy. May all beings be happy. May I be healthy. And may all beings be healthy. And may I live with ease. And may all beings live with ease. So thank you so much for joining me today. It was a pleasure. I hope to see you again. I'll be posting more YouTube videos. So thank you. I bow to you and namaste. Have a good day or evening. See you next time.